Goldylocks Productions broadcasts universal cosmic frequencies that unlock, awaken, and expand the consciousness of our worldwide viewers and listeners. Enjoy this Goldylocks Productions presentation of the Stacey and Company show. Stacey Ericson channels messages from your higher self and other realms. Connect with your own unicorn and dragon. Step into this magical realm now.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. Today is going to be a little bit of an interesting show because it's a little bit different than the previous shows. Today, the animals want to step in along with the natural spirits and things to give you guys messages about unconditional love and all of this other interesting expansion and whatnot. And it's pretty in-depth. So we'll get started. But the first thing I wanted to say is you can go to my website, Stacey Ericson, raspberrylight.com I just lost my thought, my serious thought. I'm getting a lot of information today, so it's been a little bit of a chaotic day for me in my speaking. So pardon me. But anyway, I wanted to put that up there because I want you guys to go there if you want to get readings for your animals or for your unicorns or just in general readings to see what's happening in your life right now, because there's a lot going on in all of our lives and it's pretty exciting what's coming up for us in the future here. So please go there when you can. So I am an intuitive reader. I talk to the other realms like we just discussed, and I'm also an animal intuitive. And today, like I said, we're going to talk to the animals because they are just completely really wanting to tell you so much, along with the mystical side of the nature. So we're just going to go ahead and jump right into it because they're pretty much ready to go. So the first thing I want to talk to y'all about is what I always tell you is that telepathy is the mind-to-mind connection where you receive information about likes, dislikes, as well as other thoughts. And this is how all of the natural world and everything for that matter, hi Christine, everything for that matter communicates. And it's really interesting because we were born to communicate with telepathy, but then we started using our words. And so we, it's just like a muscle that we, sort of like lost our way. So it's a good thing to get that back because everybody has it. And it is definitely easy for everybody to communicate with telepathy. It goes with, say you're thinking of somebody and you're, all of a sudden they call you and you're like, oh my goodness, I was just thinking about you. Well, this is called telepathy. So you sent out a, hi Kiki. So you sent out a sign, or a message to them to go ahead and call you because, you were thinking about them. The other way you can communicate too is called entrainment. And that is the heart-to-heart connection where you receive information on a deeper level. You can tap into future events, past lives, other realms, as well as other things personal to you and to them. So the entrainment is really interesting because when I was communicating actually today with the birds that were at the beach, it was really cool to, they were really speaking from their hearts to my heart and gave some really cool information for us today. So I'm very excited to have everybody here. Hi, Jane. And oh, that's Janie. So it's good to see you. So today we're going to talk about all kinds of different things, relative to the natural spirits and mysticism and whatnot. So I'm going to start here with the nature. So nature mysticism starts from the premise that nature is not just good, but can be a spiritual teacher. So this is what the wild animals are, wanting to give you for messages today. We've got a lot of messages to give today. The nature mystic loses the narrow sense of self by identifying with nature as a whole. So this is how these wild animals are, is that they look at the natural world and they're all together in this, between the trees and the bugs. By the way, the bugs are still bothering me, and I'm still worrying. I'm still working on getting a message from them. The mystical feeling in nature is most often described as a feeling of oneness. So this is with all of the natural spirits and, all of the realms. Everything is working together along with us to help the world become better. So this goes into expansion. So expansion is seeing everything as one. It opens the heart to the wisdom of the universe, happiness and light. Great things can happen while thinking expansion. We are all connected. We have great power to think, see, and do whatever is needed or whatever we feel. If all humans take the time to be in the presence of, the natural world, whether it be a picture of it or anything like that, they can find peace in themselves through reflection. The wisdom of the magnificent animals that are in the natural world brings out the innate wisdom in ourselves that continues through all generations to come. So our energy, this is something that I learned today, and it was so interesting. I'm telling you guys, it was just amazing what had happened today at the beach, is that the animals or the birds were telling me that all of our emotions and our ideas and our thoughts and just the way we are is being protruded out into the world with this, energy. And so it's up to us to have this energy be good. And the reason why is because it stays. So the energy actually stays on Earth even after we leave, which, like I said, is so interesting. I didn't realize that it was quite like that. I thought that, quite possibly that it might, get dispersed in some other way. But apparently our own energy, so us just being here in our time of life is so important. Everybody is important in this whole process of being, including all the animals and the natural spirits and the other realms. And now whatever else is helping with, this new energetic change of the earth. So it's really, really interesting, I have to tell you. So the other thing is understand your own inner being with knowledge that can come from connection. All living things have help with this. The universe provides guides, spirits, signs, omens, etc. to help complete the life path desired to the most fascinating degrees. All is as it should be, meaning that you are in the right place, the right timing. There, you have not made mistakes. You just, are somewhere that you thought you weren't supposed to be, or that you thought you wouldn't be, but in actuality, you're experiencing your life, and this is what it is all about. So you are exactly where you should be. Life lessons are created to learn to become a better version of oneself. So that is basically what our purpose is. We also can learn about our own truth through the natural world as well by sitting there and speaking with it. And that's another, a couple of other stuff that we're going to be, or other things we're going to talk about today. So this is something else. I'm telling you guys, so much came in today. It's really, really interesting. So take time to recognize and savor what is important to you and honor it with festivities, meaning that you want to definitely explore new things, enjoy your life. Joy is so important because out of joy, you can feel more love, because then you're more appreciative, and appreciation brings love into your life as well. Responsibility, the ability to respond to life as a series of personal decisions. Then you need to stay accountable for your actions, strengthens your freedom to choose, and builds self-respect. Strength, the ability to take action regardless of the outer pressures. Measure your strength by the degree to which you are willing to remain true to your values and risk the unknown. So this is where you can really have some fun with your life and just sort of, blend it with other things and move forward and enjoy, say, unicorns. and learn about all this kind of stuff that's really, really different. And that's also how we bring like excitement into our lives, is to start believing in these other realms and this, new transformation that's going on, and all the truths that are now being brought to the world. And it's helping us recognize, that unconditional love and all love is so important for all of us too, with all this oneness and this energy that we're bringing. So this is it right here. So that there is great magic in the world, and a deeper understanding of what is not there will help you really obtain your life's purpose. So this is all for everyone to really, to have this beauty in the world, to understand that there's so much magic out there. There's so much more to the world than just what we even see in front of our eyes every single day sitting in our homes. There's so much going on outside in our backyards with the birds and the bees and, everything else that we have in our lives. So that being said, we're going to go ahead and move into the wild animals. So the wild animals have purpose as well as our domesticated animals. Now, our domesticated animals, oh, thank you, Anna. So our domesticated animals are here for a specific purpose most of the time. They have some purpose for us to help us through our lives in one way or another. And let me see here. This is like so interesting message. There's here on the domesticated animals is really, really cool. So I've got so much to tell you guys. It's like really awesome. So the domesticated animals are all about having like some sort of purpose in our lives, whether they're bringing us, we've talked about this in the past, whether they're bringing us joy, or they're bringing us or helping us work through something like, say, patience. That's one thing that I've talked about in the past with my pony Pearl, that I learned a lot of patience just, dealing with her on a regular basis, because she taught me how to have that emotional intelligence where I recognized my own emotions and how I was presenting it to the world. And that's exactly what, we want to talk about today, is this whole thing with the presentation of self and, sending out more love, because love is what's going to be so important in the world nowadays. We need peace and love, and that's what's going to bring us this beautiful, beautiful energy, new energy that's coming in. So it's really exciting. So today, the domesticated animals have their own purpose as well. So when they come in, they have a purpose for, the life that they're living with the person. And then they also have their own purpose. So say one animal comes in and it's all about, teaching the person about unconditional love. Well, it might be that the animal is learning to receive love. That's something else that can play into their life as well, so that when they get up to heaven, they can check that off on their list and say, yes, I did accomplish this. And the next lifetime, they can come back as something else, or they come back as the same animal, same type of animal, and learn a new lesson. And so that's really cool for them. Also wanted to tell you guys, and I think that this is really important, especially now because Mercury is retrograde, that, there's going to be a lot of transformations and a lot of transitioning. So when there's a lot of transitioning from here to the other side, it means that soul has completed its purpose on Earth if it happens while Mercury is in retrograde. So that's kind of a nice, thing to think about, and a celebration of the person's or animal's soul when they transition once again, because they've completed their life's purpose. And it's just amazing, really, because that's something to be said for that. So let's go ahead and move into the wild animals. So that's the domesticated animals, and everybody knows about them, as far as like living with you in your home, completely different. And the domesticated animals don't have a true connection to, the outside energy of Earth. They have more of the same type of connection as people do. They do sit and they do meditate. Don't get me wrong, because they do that. My pony was meditating when I, first learned about the universal mind. He was standing in the field meditating, and it was really quite interesting because I'd never heard of, God to me being called the universal mind. So it was really, really fun to get his perspective on that. But the thing is that they're still not quite connected as, say the wild animals. So the wild animals all work, and this is really interesting to me. I've learned this when I was trying to communicate with, say, a bird in a flock of birds. The bird spoke for all birds. And it was really interesting because they are speaking for, the community that they're in. So say it's seagulls. So they're speaking for themselves as one. So we are, how they, say things to me. And it's not that you can't get information just from the one bird, but that bird is really connected to the other birds. And it's really interesting, the connection. It's like it's a different, more of a freer feeling when you're speaking to them. So I really try to talk to these wild animals with entrainment instead of telepathy, because I get more information through that, being that they, oh gosh, I just have so much to tell you guys. This is really cool. So I want to go ahead and give you a couple of, since we're on the bird thing, I want to talk to you about the birds because they gave me some really, really neat information. And this information actually came from the air. So we're going to start with this one just because this is a good one. So it says, love really is the theme right now. When you start speaking about that, and that's everybody, the world changes. It is so hard to be human right now. A lot of trust without knowing is what is being asked of humanity. And that is super difficult to maintain with the minds that we have, says that you have actually. So when a bad thought enters, immediately change your thought to something beautiful or something you want. This will help maintain the higher vibration that is being requested of you right now. And then that'll also help us, transfuse and transform, the bad into good. And so anyway, so I thought that was a really cool message, and that came from the air. And, my guides and whoever else wanted to speak at that time, it felt like it was just like the oneness of all. So I was sitting on the beach the other day, because I do this, and I love to get messages from all beings, no matter what. When I'm on the beach, I feel really at peace. And so I was sitting on the beach and the skimmers came up. And skimmers are birds that are really cute. I'm actually meant to take a picture of them so you guys can see what they look like. But they have little orange beaks, and I think their feet are orange too. I can't remember. And then they're black and white birds. And they've got like a tuft of feathers on the top of their heads. So they look almost like, like a pileated woodpecker with the tufted feathers on top. And they're so cute. And they go along the water and they actually skim right across the top of the water with their beaks open, to get, whatever it is that they're eating. So it's really interesting. So they were all sitting in front of me I was sitting on the beach, and they all lined up in front of me, and it was really neat. And even to the point where people were like looking at me and then looking at the birds, like as if, I had trained these birds. But they actually wanted to make sure that I gave this message to you. So I wanted to share this with you. So the skimmers, the bird spirit is important, especially now. It helps you remember your own spirit and fly. You are not stuck ever in any way. There are always options. Right now, in this time, the decisions are being made to incorporate all and everything. That means the entire universe will be affected along with all the magical beings on the other side. What happens here happens there too. We are here to remind you to fly with the decisions. Recognize that the real truth is there, is more, and you can be anything. Trust the decisions that are being made are correct, and the world will be righted soon, and all will benefit. We are here to be the spoken word for this. Please pass it on for all to hear, as we are right. This too shall come to pass. Love will reign, and the world will be great again. So I thought that was like the best message ever. It was just so beautiful, and I wanted to make sure that I brought this forward to you so that you could feel better about our future, because all the animals right now are really trying to participate and help us with the true energy of who we are and what we are. And what we are is about unconditional love. Unconditional love is what's on the other side, and that's it. Even for the animals, unconditional love is on their heaven too. Now, the whole thing is that on Earth, most animals are unconditional love as well, along with the trees and everything else. But with what's happening right now, it's been a little bit stressful. So the more that we can emanate this unconditional love and positivity, the better, everything's going to be for all of us, even the birds, even the trees, even the grass, whatever's in your yard. It'll all, be so much better. And if you look outside, not in all places, but in some places, things are being cleared up. That's why these hurricanes are coming through and all that stuff, is to help clear some things out. And so everything and the fires and all of that are also helping with clearing things out. And so it's really interesting how, Earth is taking care of herself right now and how she's getting a lot of help with it. So it's really cool. So the cardinal says, don't forget that love really does conquer all. Love of self, love of being, love of knowing, love of understanding, love of self, love of others, love of all. When the heart is full of love, joy shows up faster. Peace resides, and your entire being finds that it is healthy, able to produce whatever purpose the soul is here for. The idea that all things are connected happen at the core of the soul, and then the world is better too. All beings that exist are one and in the same state of love. This makes Earth become This makes Earth become like heaven for all to live with joy, peace, and reconciliation, remembering that we are all here to help one another. So that was from the cardinals, and those guys are beautiful red birds that live in your yard and have a gorgeous song whenever you hear like a high-pitched high-pitched cry or sound. That's usually them. They're so sweet, really sweet sounding birds, just gorgeous. So once again, the wild animals, and we're going to use birds since we're talking about birds today, they do have their single soul purpose, but they work more as a group than, say, your domesticated animal. So your dog doesn't work as, much as he's not for all dogs on the planet, although he can tap into all the dogs on the planet. So it's really interesting how he can still, see and feel and wonder about all the animals everywhere. Like my horse, when I was riding her one day, it was really interesting because I asked her, I said, she got mad at me because I had forgotten to put her earplugs in. And I told her, I said, I bet in the Olympic horses, there's probably one or two Olympic horses that at least, don't wear earplugs, because her big thing's all about being an Olympian. She's so cute. So she was quiet after chattering with me for a little while and complaining. And she was quiet for about 3 minutes. And then she checked back in with me and said, you're right. There are exactly 2 horses in the Olympics that are going without earplugs. And then she was perfect the rest of the ride. But it was really neat because the Olympics at the time were being held in Europe over there. I think it was England, and it was in England that I was riding her during that time. So it's really interesting how she could, tap in across the world. And that just shows you that, we really are one. We are definitely one. But with the wild animals, they're one as in they're more connected to everything. So like they can check in with the trees to see, or check in with something else, like to find water, that type of thing, or even find their way. If they get a little bit lost, they can, kind of tap in with the wind or whatever it is that's, they're needing to get information with and from to help them survive, because the entire natural world, the mystic world, wants them to survive. And so that's the purpose of their being, is to keep their own kind is the word, their own kind alive. And so it's really interesting and thriving while they're here on Earth. So I got another message from a pigeon, and it says, you are about love. We are about love. The world needs more love. We are here to experience love. It is time to make this your priority. Everything will become out of that exact emotion. Feel it, then be at peace. Receiving wisdom, your truth is who you are, and it will appear. trust, and then your life will be the perfect way you want it to be. So I thought that was a really cool message for all of us to hear, because that applies to every single one of us. That's directed towards you as an individual. And it's just so amazing how these animals can really tap into even our energy and help give us messages so that we can understand the world better and be better for it in the future as well. So it's a lot of fun. Yes, she's funny. That's nice, Crystal. Crystal says, we have lots of cardinals in my backyard. It's the only bird call I know, and I go back and forth with them. Oh yeah, they are really neat birds. They're so beautiful, and they're a little shy, but they're really, really neat. And yeah, my horse has to wear earplugs. That's kind of funny. She's not all horses have to wear earplugs, but mine, yeah, she does. She's so funny. So the animals are so brilliant. You can ask them to help you connect in with the other side. And then that's going to bring forward more vibrational keys, which then will help you learn more about, loved ones, or, your purpose for being, your own truth, all of this stuff. You can get this information from these animals. They are here to help us. Once again, with all these messages that I'm giving you today, it's pretty amazing, for us as a whole to have these brilliant beings, here to help us with learning and understanding of the world. So there's also the horses. I wanted to tell you this too. So the horses say, peace is our purpose. Once people feel at peace, then they can inspire, aspire, and become their true selves, living their true purpose, trusting themselves and each other. Love one another more fully. Life can be a lot grander. Understanding of oneself and knowing that you are always capable. You're never alone, and you always have help. So that's the message from the horses. And it was really interesting because, like I said to you before, the domesticated animals can tap into, all beings and everything too, but they're not like the wild animals. They're more about oneness, like the full capacity of oneness and understanding, the air and the ocean and the everything that goes with it. They're just really tapped in with it because that's where they live. So it's very interesting how, we get this, you can receive different information from different beings, as far as animals go, depending on if they do live in the wild or if they live in your house. So it's really, really fun to talk to both of them for that very reason. So the birds say, we are so happy you are here, passing on the message. The more people understand connection, the easier it will be to thrive here on Earth. All beings are striving for peace and connection. It's easy to find through heart health. Follow your heart, listen to your heart, feel through your heart, wonder with your heart, ask for guidance with your heart, and then love with all your heart. Practice by asking your heart, what do you truly want to create happiness for? Yeah, what do you truly want to create happiness for all? You can create anything you need to accomplish anything you want. You hear, so listen, open your heart, open your mind, all will start to feel better. So this is also, once again, for everyone to learn that you do have the skills to do this, and that everybody has it. Everybody can do it. You just have to be in that peaceful state. And so that's what they were saying. It'll be easier for you if you are in a peaceful state. Yeah, peace, and then you'll gain connection. As humans, we never have enough, but as naturalists, we have everything we need. The earth provides everything you need. And that is so true. I mean, even Earth's medicine right now has been pretty, very, very cool. We're finding that, like Chinese herbs, a lot of people are going into using Chinese herbs and all of these different natural remedies and things like that. And so it's really interesting how people are starting to tap into their own being and their own core and getting back to their natural selves, which is in connection with Earth. And that's going to make us all healthier and happier and full of love. So Dee Dee says a cardinal couple always hung around me when I first moved here to Florida. She's in Florida. And they were always just outside the ground floor windows of my home. I would watch them sharing worms with each other. That's so cute. I love that. They are so cool. And they're so beautiful too. Beautiful, beautiful. And yes, Crystal, my horse is a big princess. In fact, I think she's more of a queen because she tries to tell everybody what to do all the time. So it's really quite funny. She has a great sense of humor and a good personality. And her name is Madonna. So she fits her name very, very well. So just so you know. So for animals to check in with, okay, so animals, hang on a second. I wanted to tell you this too. Oh, this is what I wanted to let you know, is that the earth animals, so this is animals in the wild, are directly connected to all that is. The human connection is not the same as domesticated animals either. So everything has like their own way of communicating, although humans are starting to open up. So it's really cool. There's more communication with each other and other species between the wild animals. The connection between the plants and trees is more prevalent and more important as they have to rely on each other for survival. They all work together and are one with the universe. So the animals know, this because of the fact that they're living in that world, and they're always there communicating and feeling the energy and the energetic responses of each other. So it's really interesting. Trees are connected to the earth, air, etc., and source steps in when he is needed. So, that would be spirit or God, or source is another word for it. And then there's so many resources for animals to check in with when they need it. And these are the wild animals. Where to go to find food or water is readily available just by asking the universe. The answer can come from a tree that is close by or any other being that can help relay the message across miles. Communication is key when it comes to survival. So nature works together. Everybody needs help. And we humans can learn from this, to work together on and help each other out, just like the natural world does with everything. No matter what, if you can help, definitely do so, because it's important that we do this. And we all can learn from the animals for sure. They're just amazing, like I said. So let me see here. There's one other thing. Today, I got a message from the birds. And these are the beach birds. And once again, they were sitting in front of me. And one actually laid down in front of me and just stayed there until, people were walking up and down the beach. And so it kept having to like shuffle around and move, but it would move and then lay down and look at me. And then it would lay down and look at me again. And I do have a picture of it, but I forgot to send it in to my producer. So we won't worry about it today, but I can show it to you next time. So Kimberly says, I woke up the other morning. I just opened up my eyes and saw the sparrow was inside my bedroom. The totem from just bird alone is amazing. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And sparrows have like a great meaning. And it's really interesting that you say that, because my mom she had sparrows actually build a nest in her home because they kept coming through the doggy door. It was really funny because they didn't have a flap on it. And so it kept coming through the doggy door, and she found the nest inside the house because it was right inside the door, and it came through the doggy door and then through the inside doggy door. And, or no, it came through a hole. That's what it was. There was a hole in the screen and then the doggy door inside the house. So it was kind of funny. So she had to start leaving the door open just until they, finally made it out of there with their babies and everything. It was really, really kind of cool to see. So, this is really neat. So today, and something that has been coming up, and I think I mentioned it last week or the week before, but I can't remember, but I do know that I've mentioned this before. So what's happening right now is that there's, I'm just going to read this message first, and then you guys can kind of get the idea as to what I'm going to be talking about. So these are the beach birds. So it says, grandmother spirit is what we need to focus on. Wise, slow, but steady. Things will evolve in the perfect timing. All will benefit and everything will become better. We are all here to contribute, do our part. The beings that are present now bring with them the healing energy the earth needs. We are so happy they are here to assist us on this great journey. Powerful energy is helping with the great shift from bad to good. Good will win out, and we all will see the truth of it all soon. Great things are happening. Every one of us is contributing in our own way. It is important to stay clear, to not get too far ahead, to realize the now is what we have control over and make the most changes in. This is grandmother spirit. Wisdom to know what we can and cannot change and what matters. Life is going to be so different soon because of what we know now in this moment. Trust in grandmother wisdom. Quiet, peaceful, full of love, a sense of knowing, belief of the good in all, seeing life as being important along with everything in it, being courageous, strong, and powerful in one's own beliefs, learning and knowing from experience. Wisdom comes from everything, whatever energy you are feeling into, the sky, the earth, other beings, animals, trees, plants, even buildings. Everything has energy to share with wisdom infused. We all learn from each other. Just the idea of knowing comes to us from one another. Life is so important to experience because your energy lasts forever, which I thought was so cool. So let me finish this. It stays behind even when you're gone. That's why it's important to be good, because that energy is the most powerful and emanates farther, creating a ripple effect where all can tap in and benefit. Joy comes out of this too, and life becomes better for those that are still here. This is part of the grandmother energy. In the end, all will prosper. True knowing comes from within. Being is the most important thing right now, allowing energy to flow through you so you can feel into its power. The wind is clearing so much along with the energy produced by the waves. All beings are being energized again to prepare for the great things that will happen soon. The massive shift is happening next year, so we are preparing now by resting and then moving, but not too fast or too much. Just like a grandmother, it is slow and steady with powerful moments and then rest. Love is the energy that we need to emanate. Grandmothers love with all of their heart. It is time for all to do the same. This energy is so important right now. It was so funny because when they said that, just like a grandmother is slow and steady with powerful moments and then rest, the powerful moments that they showed me, it was really fun, is cooking. It wasn't like cooking an apple pie or something, because that's powerful, because that's, creating all of these different senses of like smell and taste and the love that, the energy of love that's being put into the food. And it was really, really, that was powerful just to see what they meant by the powerful moments and then rest afterwards, because when you're full, you get a little tired. So interesting. So I thought that message was amazing. And that message came to you all today. These birds wanted to make sure that you heard this message today. And I just thought it was so powerful, so powerful that I'm going to have to read it again later. So Karim or Karim, I'm not sure how to say your name, and I'm really sorry if I messed that up, says, peace of the Lord to everyone. Iraq. I was 35 years old. A month ago, the Lord Jesus appeared to me in a dream. He asked me to go to church, and he said to me, go and pray in the church. Oh, okay, let me repeat this. Peace of the Lord to everyone. I'm a young Muslim, Iraq. I was 35 years old. A month ago, the Lord Jesus appeared to me in a dream. He asked me to go to church, and he said to me, go and pray in the church. I advise all human beings to seek salvation from their Savior, Jesus Christ. That I also was a Muslim, and I did not know who Christ is. Now that I am one of your servants, Jesus Christ. Oh, that's really neat. It's very cool. Crystal says, I have a ton of baby sparrows that showed up a few weeks ago. They come back every few days. Oh, that's so cute. They're probably very, very thankful to you for all of that information that you're giving them, Crystal, with the appreciation of just loving them. And animals are like that. They're so appreciative of everything that's there. They love us with all their hearts, and they really want us to help with everything, with all of our being of who we are and why we're here. They're helping us find, our own truths by living with them in this world all together. And everything, like I said, has messages, from other beings, to this, to that, to everything. I mean, it's really, really interesting what is out there to receive information through and from. And so so what was I going to say about animals? There's more to this whole thing with these animals, because they're all, like I said, they're all stepping in. Even the bugs are stepping in right now. I have to tell you, I had a little wasp and it was hanging out in my car. And of course it popped in because my windows were down, because it was a beautiful day yesterday down here. And I was driving home from riding a horse. And the wasp came in and it landed on my dashboard. Scared me to death, because I thought, oh geez, it's gonna sting me. Because right now the wasp is about grandmother energy as well as spiders. So if you see spiders and wasps and you're being stung, that's all about that grandmother energy. So the grandmother energy is really coming into the world right now, and it's very, very interesting to hear about this. I'll be learning more and more as I speak more and more to the animals about this energy. But it's really profound, because it's bringing a lot of peace and remembrance of love. And that's the biggest thing right now, is that it's all about love. We need to be in that state of love in order to heal things and to have, a better life and all of this stuff. And you can do it and create it by, just remembering the aspects of appreciation, appreciating the sting from a wasp, which isn't always so good, or, seeing a spider and recognizing, that they're there to give you a message of some sort, and you can receive that message through what we were talking about earlier, the telepathy, or the what was the other thing here? Entrainment. That's the word. And so, so this is what we want to be, working on for our own future, so that we can create a better world for ourselves and for everything in it, along with all these beautiful beings that are helping us with all these powerful messages that we received today. I just couldn't believe it. Especially the bird message was just so, so, so cool. I mean, so cool. I was so excited about it. So it's 3:42, and I was going to try to get to some unicorn readings today, since we kind of have been a little bit off track and not really doing any of those in the past shows, because I've had so much information to share with you in my past shows. But I thought maybe I could do some unicorn readings today if there's something that you guys want to do. So let me know if you want your unicorn read. The unicorns are pretty powerful beings too, being that they are part of you. And so unicorns are really interesting, because they come in all different colors. And that's the one thing about the bugs right now. I really feel like the bugs are talking about colors. They want us to recognize all these different colors that we're seeing, because that's another thing, the aspiration, the appreciation of things. The more we appreciate, the more it brings joy into our hearts, the more we can feel more love through that. And that's what they want. So it's really interesting how these bugs are kind of popping in and, bringing this message to us, I feel. And it's a great message, really, really great message. So if you've not had your unicorn read before, then let's do those people first, just so that we can make sure that we get them in. And Crystal, did I ever read your unicorn? Oh, Kimberly has never had her unicorn read. Oh, cool. Okay. So the unicorn readings are all about colors. So the body color is about the purpose, or what your soul purpose is, or what you're working on right now in your life. So the unicorns can change colors. I've had that asked of me quite a few times. And yes, they can change colors, because some people might go through a transformation, or might have an experience, and now they're working on something else. So it absolutely can change colors, or even get brighter, or less bright, or lighter in color, I should say, darker or lighter in color. So it's really interesting. So Crystal, I like your unicorn. Your unicorn is really beautiful. So your unicorn is green. So the body color is green, and it has gold sparkles. And it's like the candy apple green. So it's really a bright, beautiful green. Almost like, well, let's see. Candy apple. We're just going to go with that. And then the mane is orange and yellow white. And you got a little red in there too. Okay, so the green for you is all about healings. So you're, but you're creating a lot of joy. So you're working on healing, but with a lot of joy in your life. So you're doing this like in a more of like a creative way. So that color is about creating something new and being more joyful and having like playing. I feel like you want to play a lot and have some fun. And so that's what this green is about for you. And so in that essence, it's healing your soul or your spirit and helping you feel better about everything. The gold sparkles is also about healing, but this is more where you're kind of emanating it out into the world a little bit. You're helping, you must be helping some people, because it feels to me like you help people heal, or at least you're sending your energy out to the world and asking the world to heal. And that's pretty amazing. I mean, that's really, really cool. And then the orange mane is all about, once again, creativity. So, but I feel like this is more of an artsy thing. Maybe you're doing art or something like that, but you're definitely creating something new or painting the house different colors. Not sure, but something's going on there that you're creating. And then the yellow is about, once again, bringing that joy, like a lot of joy into your life. Like I see you laughing a lot, which is really, really cool. And then the white is all about clear energy. So no negativity. Everything is just beautiful. It's all, you're trying to stay very clear on what you want, very focused, but in a good way, once again, with all of this, like, just feel to me like a young spirit and joyful. And then there's a little bit of red. So red means that whatever it is that you feel that you were kind of holding back on, it says you have the go ahead and do it, because it's important that you do it, because now is the time. So that's really cool. So these unicorns, just so you all know, you can get a ton more information from these unicorns. It's not just, this is like just little blurps of information that I'm giving you, but there's so much more information you can get. You can get past life information. You can get future information. I mean, you can get everything. So it's a really fun way to learn about yourself and, your life and whatever might be coming up for you or things like that. So it's a really cool thing. And so you can go to raspberrylight.com to get, more readings if that's something that you feel you want to do. So is there somebody else that wants a unicorn reading? And Judy, hi, it's good to see you. Thanks for joining me today. And Crystal, I thought I did read for you once before. I just want to make sure. That sparrow thing is really cool. So nobody else is on today that wants a unicorn reading that's never had one before. Aww. Crystal, it feels to me like your unicorn has shifted a little bit into more of it's almost like a white with some yellow, which is really interesting. Because it's more, white is more about, seeing the world like in a different light, almost like you're really starting to, you're welcome. So it's really interesting because there's, I got Kimberly already. So it's really interesting because the white unicorn is all about just being versatile and accepting like all and everything right now, like where you're really stepping into acceptance of all that is. And that's really, really neat. And then it's yellow because you're doing this in a really joyful way. Like you're really wanting to keep joy in this whole thing. So it's really interesting. So Kimberly, your unicorn was green with the gold sparkles. That was the one that I just read with the orange, yellow, and white and red mane. And then now, Crystal, I'm reading yours, and it's white with yellow. So it's really interesting. And then your main color is blue. And there's some white and some gold. So the blue is about speaking. It's you're actually speaking whatever it is, but it's like a light blue, which is really nice. So you're using your words wisely. You're actually taking some time and thinking about things before you say it, but and everything's in this joyful way, which is really fun. Then the white is about positivity for you too, but it's also about bringing in the angelic realm. You must be really into angels because, yeah, Crystal's was green. the green unicorn. Yours is the white one that we're talking about right now. So there must be angels or something like that you really are attracted to, because it feels to me like you have a lot of angels around you as well with this unicorn too. And then the gold is all about bringing in God's love, which is really interesting because sometimes it means healing, but in your case, it means about bringing in God's love, but God's love is healing. So you're sending, some energy out into the world as well. That's just beautiful energy, and helping with the healing of the world as well. So it's really, really fun. So thank you so much. That's really cool. And Janie, yes, 2 unicorn readings. Yes. So I wanted to make sure that I got all of these messages to you all from these animals today, because it was so interesting to me, like I said to you before, with these wild animals being in our, in our existence of being. It's like, it's so much fun. So go outside and have like some fun with your animals, because it's you can get some really, really great information, especially about what's happening in the world right now and pertaining to yourself. Like I said, I was asking for messages for all of us so that we all could have some really nice energy, brought into our lives at this moment, with these animals giving us these great readings. Like I said, the birds are just so fantastic today. On the beach, it was awesome. And they were just beautiful for giving us that. And I'm so grateful for them. And then, and once again, it's all about connection, having that oneness and feeling one with the earth and the world, and really enjoying the sun, the moon, the stars. My sister said the other day that she was, walking at night and looking up a lot more. And she said, it's just done so much more for her heart, making her feel better, to like look up and see the vastness of the world, to recognize that there is more and that there's so much goodness out there. And for us to experience this great, goodness is just amazing, just truly amazing and beautiful. And so it's really fun, like I said, to like go outside, walk around, talk to the birds. Dee Dee has frogs that she talks to sometimes because they're at her house a lot. Down here in Florida, we've had some rain recently. And so there's been a lot of frogs, in fact, everywhere. At my house, there's a lot of little lizards. They look like baby dragons, by the way. Oh, speaking of which, I think next week, I wanted to tell you all, this is really fun, that the dragons have actually been coming in quite a bit here lately. And so I'm thinking that next show is going to be on dragons, and maybe a little bit more of the other realms as well, because a few other beings have been stepping in here recently that I've not recognized, that are benevolent beings that have never lived. And so we'll talk about them too. But the dragons are like really, really wanting, like they're knocking on the door saying, come on, we got to get back to talking about us, because they've been so amazing with their energy, helping us clear out a lot of good things, well, not good things, but they're helping us clear out a lot of things that needed to be cleared out, and creating good things for us. And so they wanted to be welcomed back in to another show. So I told them that we would do the next show on the dragons. So I'll get some more information from them, and maybe see if I can do some channeling with them and see what they have to say, because they're powerful, truly powerful, and very wisdomful. So it's been a lot of fun just talking to them just recently. And once again, I'll make sure I get really nice messages from them too, because the birds gave us such beautiful messages today about our future, and it looks like it's going to be a great future. So nothing to worry about for all of us. Everything's going to be fine. All of our, beings are here to help with all this energy that's coming in for us right now. And we just have to remember that we're part of it, and that we are exactly where we should be. And exactly where we need to be. Oh, I know one other thing I wanted to mention is that, and this was something that was told to me today as well, is that we as humans, the more we live in the now, I have this written somewhere, but I don't know where it is. But anyways, the more we live in the now right now is that's better for us. It'll keep us healthier. It'll keep our hearts healthy. It'll help us be able to stay in that, once again, appreciative state where we can find, our love and peace. And that's what we really, really want to be in. So it's important for us to really live in the now. Don't think too far ahead into your future. Once again, it's not going to help you right now, because that's, it's a little bit but it's going to be beautiful. Don't get me wrong, because the birds just told us, gave us great messages for the future, but it's just, something that we just don't know about yet. So it's better to stay in the now and to really, really work with that. I had a few people and friends and stuff like that are having some health issues. And the reason why is because they're either thinking about the past, something they can't change, or trying to think about the future and not taking care of themselves right in the now. And so this is where we want to stay right now. Is everybody we need to stay right, living in the present. So then that way we can, because we have control over what we're doing at this very moment. And it's empowering, and it'll help us remember. And then once we start doing that, then you'll start to feel better and have, just greater sense of what's happening around you. And then that will lead to your future. So every single day we do need to live in the now. So Kathy says, my dog Lily barks at me and I don't know what she wants. Oh, Kathy, your dog is super intelligent. Her name is Lily. That's funny because my dog's name is Lily as well. But your dog is so cute. And when she barks at you, she wants your attention. And then if you close your eyes and you ask her if she has a message for you, you're going to get it because she's really, really smart. And you can actually ask your dog to show you what she wants. So she might run to the door, or she might run to her bowl, or she might just sit down and say she just wants to have a conversation with you. So either way, you'll know by her actions. That's another way that we can communicate with our animals, is to actually ask them to show us. Say, I can't hear you, so can you show me? And a lot of times they will. They're really, really fun to have in the house. Like my dog, every now and then, because she chatters all the time. And so I'm always like, hey, you're going to have to show me, because sometimes she changes her mind like mid-sentence. So I told her, I was like, that's it. You just show me. You want to go out? You go out. We'll go out. So go to the back door. So that's what you want to do, is just ask her to show you if you can't hear her. And then that way you'll have more of a clear understanding. And that's so cool, though. Really, really cool, because she's definitely barking to get your attention and saying, I want to, I need something. But she says, I heard the eyes. The eyes? I'm not sure what that means. But anyway, so I want to thank everybody for joining me today. I know the show was a little bit, I thought it was a good show. And those animals just had so much information for us. I wanted to make sure that we got a lot of the information in, because there's, like I said, one just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful messages that they brought for us and to us today. And next week we'll do dragons and probably beings from the other realms as well, to add in a little bit, depending on how much information the dragons have for us. And hopefully we can do some unicorn readings next week too. And I will see you all next week. Thanks again for joining me.
Become a Goldylocks Productions VIP patron. Receive exclusive access to live stream special and other epic perks. Join the Goldylocks Productions VIP community today.